What's up, everybody? This is D from Brooklyn with a happy anniversary shout out to my Brooklyn Reef tank, which has turned 20 years old. So let's do a recap. Every tank has a beginning, and this is the point where we started out. We were learning, we were getting rock, we were going through algae phases. I think I had four T5s and then went up to eight T5s, which just went through a whole pace of heat and all sorts of changes. And I think it's important for us to remember that every system has a learning and growth period. We were trying to find out what light will grow which corals, coral placement, which fish were compatible, and the tank really went through all of that in order to get where it is today. I started out with the old sump that I bought from somebody and ended up building my own, which is really simple, but I just needed it to fit my needs, to fit the pieces of equipment that I was using, and to just do what I needed it to do. I had some coral that really grew really exponentially, and I ended up moving them and cutting them and taking some out. I had some coral that didn't make it, like the hammers. Some coral just don't do well in some tanks, and some corals do, if you know me. Pallies, which were really toxic, I ended up pulling them out of the tank. And I had a lot of Kenya and branching coral, which did exponentially, and I ended up pulling them out of the tank because they did too well. Um, this year was a really sad year because I ended up losing my sail fin, which I had for about 12 years. And I just want to dedicate this a little excerpt to my sailfin tank, which you can see here was a really beautiful fish. And you can see back then, this is about 2 years back when I pulled a lot of coral out. You can see that I made a lot of new space for the fish to swim. It was very important for me to have caves and everything to give my fish a feel of comfort, and that's one of the main goals of my tank. I'm not a person that grows sticks or I'm looking for color. I'm really a fish person. So when I turn all the lights off and I have the corals retracted, I really move around rock and focus on habitat for the fish. And which was one of the reasons why some corals I pulled out of the tank, because they either grew really fast and I could not see the fish, or they weren't practical in the placement and just had different needs for the tank. So as I said, in 20 years that I have actually grown and learned with the tank. And that's one of the goals that we have in the club, Brooklyn Aquarium Society, and just in sharing information with fellow reefers. There's corals that you like that some other people won't like. And the tank is all about what I like. I'm a mushroom guy. I like leathers. I like things that I can trim back and trade. I'm not a stick person. Keep it simple, stupid is my motto, KISS method. I like the mushrooms because I easily trade them off with people that are starting out and gives them a bit of confidence. These are my Brooklyn ruffians, my four-striped damsels, my yellow wrasse, Sunny, which was actually my son's fish. He's about 15, no, maybe 13, 14, maybe 15 years old now. And I really play with colors in the tank. This is a good shot of the tank when everything is open, and just love, tender loving care. And one of the reasons that I keep this tank is because it's just fun for me to keep without driving me nuts. And I hope these little excerpts are good for everybody. I hope somebody gets something out of them. Sharing is caring. Everything is a lesson, from lighting to filtration to chemical balance and everything else. So this is D from Brooklyn. This is my 125-gallon tank. It is running for 20 years now, and I've learned a lot from it. I hope you do too. So till next time, love, peace, and hair grease.